10.6, notes on the quadratic formula. So you can see here, this is the quadratic formula, and here is an equation, a quadratic equation that we've seen before. Highest exponent on any variable is a 2, that makes it quadratic. And when would we use this is when you cannot factor evenly, or maybe when you cannot factor using whole numbers. So we're going to use that formula. You can see here is where you get the value for A, here is where you get the value for B, here is where you get the value for C. So my suggestion every time, like is going on in this first example, is you always write down what is A, what is B, and what is C. So on this example, A is 2. That's always whatever the coefficient of the x squared. B is 8. That's the coefficient of the x. And C is the constant, which is positive 1. So this one, you'll notice, is not set equal to 0. So first you might rewrite that, because when you take this 9 from this side to that side, you're subtracting 9, so that's going to be negative 9. And had you not written it in standard form, that may have caused you a problem. So A, coefficient of r squared, is positive 1. B is negative 18. And C is negative 9. So it's very important that you write it in standard form before you decide what your A, your B, and your C are. This one, A is 3. B is negative 15. Nope, that's not right. There is no B. There is no just Z. So since there are no B's, you could rewrite this as 3z squared plus 0z minus 15. You don't need to do that, but this explains what the coefficient, what B is. So B is 0, and C is negative 15. Okay, and then when you solve using the quadratic formula, it takes a little bit of space. So the first thing you should always do is write down your A, your B, and your C. So in this case, A is 2, B is 7, and C is negative 9. You also need to write the formula. And if you have listened to the song yet, you should know this. Ignore my singing, but x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So if you sing it to that tune, you will remember that every time. So then, fill all those numbers in and work it. So x equals negative b, which is 7. So this is always negative. If b happens to be negative, you would negative is positive. Plus or minus square root b squared, so that's 7 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 2, times c, which is negative 9, all over 2 times a, which is 2. We'll want to work what's in the square root part first. So like I said, you want to work what's in here in this square root symbol first, what's inside. So exponent 7 squared is 49, minus 4 times 2 would be 8, and 8 times negative 9 would be negative 72, all over 4. And then if you want to go work on out to the side from there, if you want to go down, either way it doesn't matter. So you've got negative 7 plus or minus the square root. 49 minus negative 72 is, add those together. Add those together, and that will be 121 over 4. Okay, last step here, close to last step. Negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 121 is 11 over 4. So from here, it's kind of like you have to do two problems. You need to do negative 7 plus 11, divide that by 4, and you need to do negative 7 minus 11 and divide that by 4. So, it's going to kind of spring off into two places here. Negative 7 plus 11 would be 4 over 4, which is 1. Negative 7 minus 11 is a negative 18, over 4. And if you want to just reduce that, -9/4 and leave that, that would be okay. Or if you want to go farther than that, I know some of you love decimals, so that's it. So those are your two solutions. Those would be your two x-intercepts. And that is it for that. And then let's go ahead and start on number B, the letter B. So on this one, A is 6, B is -10, and C will actually be 2. Don't forget, you need to add this over to this side before you can decide what C is. And then again, write your big old formula. You get to hear me sing again. X equals -b plus or minus the square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And then you are going to plug all those in just like we did on that last one. I'm going to pause here for a second, let you finish out that problem, and then I'll turn it back on for you to check your answer. Okay, so hopefully you paused and you worked through this. When you get to something that is not a perfect square like this, what you are going to want to do is plug this into your calculator. Do not round yet, but plug it into the calculator. So I typed in my calculator 10 plus square root 52. I hit equals, and then I did divided by 12. And then I'd say we could always round to the nearest hundredth would be good. And then I went back in calculator again and did 10 minus the square root of 52, hit equals, divided by 12, and got this value. So both of those, if you plug them back in, they will work. Also, they are your x-intercepts, also called zeros. So you are responsible for just these two problems on that next page. Thanks for watching.